Hello, welcome to LMU Tri-State News. I'm Ashley Hurley. Thank you for joining us for another edition of local and campus news, sports, and entertainment. We start this week's news with a very exciting story. Abraham Lincoln Library and Museum is now displaying one of their own exhibits in our nation's capital. It was a privilege for me and my camera person, Megan Fain, to be a part of this great experience. Here is Tom Mackey, director of the Abraham Lincoln Library and Museum, to explain just what they moved to Washington, D.C.
We're here at the Ford's Theater at the Center for Education and Leadership. It is a new facility as part of the Ford's Theater campus. We were here today at Lincoln Memorial University, Abraham Lincoln Library and Museum installed a new exhibit, a temporary exhibit, in this facility titled Lincoln and Technology, and it deals with how Lincoln looked at the new technology of his age and made use of it. Whereas it's a feature of his presidency and his personality that sometimes folks, it's maybe too detailed, but they haven't grasped yet. And it's a neat little additive to understanding the personality of our 16th president. It started out as a temporary exhibit at the museum at the Harrogate campus. It was up for about a year. Well, word got out, and some people here in D.C., some advisors saw this exhibit and said, well, this looks kind of neat. And they sold the idea to the Ford's Theater because they had this new facility coming in. Their director said, oh, I like that, this is kind of neat, added piece. Our university needed something to do. We need, something we needed to get out of Dodge, so to speak, but actually show off some of the things in the bigger world. I have some students that I mentor, and this is a chance for me to show, okay, this is what it's like. This is some of the real world. It's the rewarding section because they can see after a couple of years of work of a certain project, they can actually see other folks enjoy it. And an opening like this is the chance that the museum can shine. It can brag and show off to trustees, potential donors, future people, those who have never seen them, may not be used to us at all. It allows both the staff and us to see the real product, what's coming out here, in a highly visible area like this venue.
The temperature was close to 21 degrees, but that didn't keep dozens from filling the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. to take part in our 16th president's birthday. To commemorate this special event, Lincoln Memorial University's president, B. James Dawson, recites the Gettysburg Address.
Now, 150 years later, we recite these famous words as the world continues to remember and honor the thoughts of President Abraham Lincoln. 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live.
For students who live in residence halls on a college campus, cafeteria meals can become boring and predictable. So when a special day comes along and the cafeteria offers a special meal, students line up early. Last Thursday evening, the Lincoln Memorial University Food Service served up a Valentine's dinner. Students were treated to a buffet line that included a roast beef carving station, salad bar, mashed potatoes, and all the sides and fixings. Food Service Director Mayor Patel made the event a special evening for the ladies, handing out single red roses to each one. In keeping with the holiday, a dessert station was set up featuring cupcakes along with an ice cream bar and Cherries Jubilee. The final touch was a station with Valentine's Day candy. A jazz combo completed the evening with mood music, and the special meal at the LMU cafeteria will be February 20th to celebrate Black History Month. Last week's snowstorm brought out the artistic side of students on the Lincoln Memorial Campus. The storm that dropped anywhere from 6 to 9 inches of heavy wet snow on the area closed LMU and area schools. Students took advantage of the break-in classes to show off their skills at creating snow art, building this likeness of the Abe Lincoln in front of Lyles Hall and another structure behind the campus center. By Friday midday, most of the snow on roads and parking areas had melted away as temperatures rose into the mid-50s. Now, during bad weather, you can stay tuned to Tom Amos in the morning on WCXZ 740 AM for your school closings and severe weather updates. You can also follow the LMU TV Facebook page for updates throughout the day. Well, today marks the beginning of the 2014 Severe Weather Awareness Week. You can watch for events, and you can also take some time this week to look over your plans for you, your school, your family, your employers to have on hand. This is an excellent opportunity to test these plans. Some predictions show our first chance for severe weather as early as this Thursday. Now, spotter training will be held this Wednesday at Claiborne High School from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Everyone in the public is welcome to attend. Now, if you still haven't filed your taxes, we met with Bookkeeper to get some tips to help make this season a little bit easier. Here's Angela Bailey.
They need to make sure that they have all their W-2s together, all their income, and if they're filing self-employed, they need to make sure that they've got their expenses together. The first thing they need to do, and the most important thing, is to contact their parents to make sure their parents are not going to claim them as a dependent. Because we have a lot of students that get rejected when we send their taxes in because they'll file by themselves and somewhere out there the mother and father's already claimed them. So that's the most important thing. And they also need to make sure that they have all their information on their 1098T, their education credits, and that would be very helpful in students filing taxes. And one thing that we are having with the LMU students and with the local colleges is we're giving 15% off this year of our filing fees.
Now, coming up after this break, the area says goodbye to a local pastor. We will be bringing you that story right after this on LMU Tri-State News.
Looking for efficient, compassionate, and comprehensive health care for you and your family? Visit University Medical Clinic. All providers are faculty members of LMU's DeBusk College of Osteopathic Medicine and are board certified in their specialty. Multiple specialties available including family medicine, pediatrics, OBGYN, and osteopathic manipulative medicine, with locations in Harrogate, Tazewell, and New Tazewell, and most insurance plans accepted. University Medical Clinic is here to serve you. Call 423-869-7193 for an appointment. University Medical Clinic. When you're traveling throughout the Tri-States, stay smart at Holiday Inn Express of Middlesboro. With nearly 60 rooms to choose from, fitness center, full complimentary hot breakfast bar, and seasonal pool, Holiday Inn Express of Middlesboro is all about catering to your travel needs. Our rooms are all equipped with flat-screen TV, refrigerator, microwave, and we're conveniently located just seconds from the area's attractions. When you're on the road, stay smart at Holiday Inn Express, located on the Cumberland Gap Parkway, Middlesboro. Make reservations today by calling 606-248-6860.
I will help families adopt children from around the world and in our own backyard.
I am teaching ethics to the next generation of lawyers.
I will make a difference for the underserved of this region.
I will be an advocate for my clients.
As a prosecutor, I fought for those who couldn't speak for themselves.
I'm a lawyer and professor.
I will be a lawyer.
I will be a lawyer.
I will be a lawyer.
If you love your car or truck, let us help you keep it clean at Soapy J's. Soapy J's has unlimited wash plans to fit every budget. Try our $5 express wash or one of our 3 monthly wash plans. The Wheel Deal, the Soapy J, or the new Blast Wax. With our monthly wash plans, if you pay with credit card, all you do is pay for the present month and your card will be billed on the first of each month. Don't forget, Soapy J's has free vacuums with any wash. Soapy J's Express Car Wash, open 7 days a week. Let us help keep your car or truck clean at Soapy J's. Soapy J's on the Cumberland Gap Parkway, Middlesboro.
Kentucky pastor Jamie Coots has died from a snake bite on Saturday, February 15th. According to law officials, Coots starred alongside Pastor Andrew Hamlin from La Follette, Tennessee, in National Geographic's Snake Salvation. Officials discovered Coots died in his home around 10 p.m. on Saturday from a venomous snake bite on his right hand. According to Middlesboro Police Chief Jeff Sharp, Coots left Full Gospel Tabernacle in Jesus' name before emergency personnel arrived. Officials sought Coots out at his home, but the pastor denied medical treatment twice. Officials said they returned to his home nearly an hour later with Bell County Deputy Coroner Jason Steele, who determined Coots had perished. Cody Wynn, another pastor at the church, said he was next to Coots when the snake struck him during the service. According to Wynn, Coots dropped the snakes, but picked them back up and continued the service. Just a few minutes later, Coots' son Cody and Andrew Hamlin accompanied him to the bathroom. Cody and some other members from the congregation then assisted him to his home. According to Cody, his father did not believe in seeking medical treatment for a snake bite. We spoke with National Geographic, and here is what they had to say regarding Coots' death. National Geographic joins his family, friends, and community in mourning the loss of Pastor Jamie Coots. In following Pastor Coots for series Snake Salvation, we were constantly struck by his devout religious convictions despite the health and legal peril he often faced. Those risks were always worth it to him and his congregants as a means to demonstrate their unwavering faith. We were honored to be allowed such unique access to Pastor Jamie and his congregation during the course of our show and give context to his method of worship. Our thoughts are with his family at this difficult time. The story of the tragic murder of a local businessman that rocked the Tri-State area is set to be featured on national television. A new show, Murder Comes to Town, on Investigation Discovery ID, will feature the story of the 2011 murder of 66-year-old Harvey Fusen. A crew from the show was in Claiborne County during October of last year researching the story for the upcoming episode. Fusen was found dead inside his business, the Old Drugstore in Cumberland Gap, on January 25, 2011. It was April of that year that Donnie Smith of Cannon Creek, Kentucky, was indicted and arrested for first-degree murder in the case. Smith entered a plea to second-degree murder in April of 2012 and sentenced to 45 years in prison. Sheriff David Ray is set to appear in the show along with others who support the efforts of the television show's crew. The debut of the episode End of an Era will air Monday, February 17th at 9 p.m. on Investigation Discovery. Locally, this can be found on Media Stream Channel 102, and full episodes can be downloaded from iTunes. The case is to be featured because of Fusen's legend to the area, with his background in racing and his love of talking to both natives and tourists visiting his store. A domestic disturbance leads to one man being stabbed and one killed last Thursday. 24-year-old Joshua Baker was pronounced dead at the scene after his father, 51-year-old Gary Baker Jr., allegedly stabbed him. Gary Baker Jr. was arrested by the Middlesboro Police Department on the scene. Police say the preliminary investigation indicates that Joshua Baker was involved in a domestic argument with his father when he was stabbed. Due to the nature of the call, the Middlesboro Fire Department, EMTs, and the Bell County Coroner's Office were brought in to assist the Middlesboro Police Department. An autopsy will be performed by the State Medical Examiner's Office. For some people, letting go of that favorite movie, it can be hard to do, but would you go to jail for it? A Pickens, Tennessee woman is in custody after deputies say she failed to return a Jennifer Lopez movie that she rented in 2005. 27-year-old Kayla Finley is charged with failure to return a rented video cassette, according to the Pickens County Sheriff's Office. According to the warrants, Finley rented Monster-in-Law from Dalton Video, which is no longer in business, in 2005, and the tape was not returned within 72 hours. Finley was sent letters to return the video several times but never responded, according to the warrant. It also said a certified warrant was sent to the woman on September 12th of 2005. Finley denied ever getting those warnings and said that she would fight the charges. Finley was arrested on Thursday after a record check showed the offense. Coming up after this break, Adam Plyler brings you your sports update with a preview of what you can expect this week in sports.
Whether traveling for business or pleasure, Sleep Inn and Suites of Middlesboro, Kentucky invites you to dream better here. Located at the foothills of the Cumberland Gap, Sleep Inn and Suites offers luxurious rooms equipped with microwave fridge combo, desk, ergonomic chair, wireless internet, and 32-inch flat-screen TV. While staying with us, visit our fitness center, wake up to our complimentary hot breakfast bar, or have a bedtime snack with our fresh-baked cookies. Sleep Inn and Suites, located off Highway 25E, Middlesboro.
The J. Frank White Academy is more than a high school. Your child will have room to grow in mind, body, and spirit. Small, safe learning environments, individualized learning plans, and cutting-edge technology. Every child deserves a quality education in a safe, nurturing environment.
Our college prep program teaches a love of learning, self-discipline, and service to others. The Academy is fully accredited by Advanced Ed. You have a choice at the J. Frank White Academy.
No matter whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Subway of Harrogate and Middlesboro has your fresh interests at heart. On your way to work, try one of our mouth-watering breakfast sandwich or flatbread omelets. If it's lunch or dinner time, choose from our wide selection of classic, select, or premium sandwiches, all made to your order. If you're serving a crowd, Subway has sandwich platters, giant subs, box lunches, and even cookie platters. Whether it's dine in or carry out, you can eat healthy and eat fresh at Subway. Subway, 362 Catawba Avenue in Harrogate and on the corner of the Village Square Mall, Middlesboro.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
Welcome to LMU Tri-State Sports. I'm Adam Plyler. Let's begin this week with Lady Rail Splitter basketball. The ladies had conference-leading Lenore-Ryan on the ropes late Saturday night on the road in Hickory, North Carolina, but a late run pushed the Bears ahead for the 63-55 win. At one point in the first half, LMU led by as many as 11 points in the contest before a late 17-2 run put LR up at the halftime buzzer with a score of 26-22. LMU took the lead one other time, but the Bears were helped by Jasmine Charles, who scored 17 of her 19 points in the second half. Head coach of the Lady Rail Splitters, Roger Haas, says it was a tough game to lose, but he was proud of his ladies for fighting through the final buzzer.
Well, that's what we've come to expect from our kids, Adam. They're a good group, they're a competitive group, and I don't care who they play or what the score is. We've come to expect them to fight all the way to the end buzzer. It was a tough few minutes. They made shots, we didn't. Then, of course, you got to put them on the line. I know the end score was 8 points, but I think anybody that was there, including their folks, would probably tell you it was a much closer game than that. So, I'm proud of that, but that's also what we expect.
Miranda Bodie collected her second straight double-double, recording 11 points and 10 rebounds. Moving on to men's action, after falling 7 spots to 14th in last week's NABC Division II coaches poll, the Rail Splitters look to improve their record while padding their lead in the South Atlantic Conference standings. Both the Rail Splitters and the Bears struggled from the field early, only combining for 48 points in the first half. The Bears led at the half 25-23. The game was tied 10 times in the second half before LMU came out with a 66-61 win. Head coach Josh Schertz spoke with LMU Tri-State Sports about the victory.
Well, I thought, certainly Lenore-Ryan did a good job. Had a nice game plan, came in and really slowed the game, the pace of the game down, and made things difficult. We didn't play well, but we didn't allow Lenore-Ryan to play well, and it was a really slow-paced game, 25-23 at half, and they did a good job holding the ball offensively and defensively. Really packed it in and tried to force us to shoot jumpers, and similar to kind of what Carson Newman did to us a little bit. We did a better job of not settling for jumpers, and it was one of those games going the final, I think 5 minutes was a 1-point game, and we were able to make enough plays down the stretch on both ends of the floor, offensively, defensively, and with rebounding to get the win. And even though we didn't necessarily shoot free throws great down the stretch, we made enough plays between the offensive end and the defensive end to get it done. So proud of the guys. A tough place to win, tough place to play well, and we're the only team to go in there this year and get a win. So positive for us moving forward. Hopefully give us some confidence headed into Tusculum.
Vincent Bailey had another beast mode performance with his 5th consecutive double-double and his 11th on the season with 16 points and 11 rebounds. LMU hands Lenore-Ryan their first home loss at Schufert Gym, since Wingate University beat them over 1 year ago. Because of Winter Storm Pax, the Road Splitters will have 3 doubleheaders this week, 2 of those at home. The first is Monday, February 17th at home against Tusculum College for a 6 p.m. tip for the women. Wednesday, the 19th, the men and women are at home again, this time against Brevard College for a 6 o'clock tip for the women. And Saturday, they are on the road, February 22nd against Wingate University. The women will tip at 2 p.m. The LMU baseball team had its home opener on February 11th and found themselves on the winning end of things, 11-6 against UVA Wise at Lamar Hennon Field. LMU's 2 through 5 hitters each collected 2 hits in the contest, headlined by Scott Miller, who went 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Brandon Jean picked up the win in his first collegiate debut and moves to 1-0 on the season. Ryan Burleson closed the door with 3 flawless innings in relief. LMU improves to 3-4 overall and 1-1 in conference play. LMU baseball returns to action Monday, February 17th at home against Tusculum College for a doubleheader. That 2-game series begins at 2 o'clock. Moving on to softball, the Lady Road Splitters earned a pair of 1-run victories over Lander University Bearcats in non-conference softball action Sunday at Spears Field in Greenwood, South Carolina. In Game 1, the Lady Road Splitters scattered 6 hits, led by Jennifer Moose, who went 2 for 3. That included an RBI and a run. Sophomore Samantha Smith earned another win and improved to 4-0 on the season after spending 5 innings of 5-hit, 3-run ball. LMU won the game 4-3. It took an extra inning in Game 2, but the Lady Road Splitters came out with another 1-run victory, 3-2. LMU was down 2-1 in the 7th inning when Dana Reed stepped up to the plate and blasted a game-tying home run to push the game into extras. An inning later, Reed stepped back to the plate and drove in the winning run. Kristen Toole picked up the win in the nightcap. The Lady Road Splitters are off to their program's best start since 2011 as they improved to 7-1. That's all for sports. Don't go anywhere. After the break, Ashley and Tiffany will bring you what's going on in the world of entertainment. That's when you come back on LMU Tri-State News.
Looking for efficient, compassionate, and comprehensive health care for you and your family? Visit University Medical Clinic. All providers are faculty members of LMU's DeBus College of Osteopathic Medicine and are board certified in their specialty. Multiple specialties available including family medicine, pediatrics, OBGYN, and osteopathic manipulative medicine, with locations in Harrogate, Tazewell, and New Tazewell, and most insurance plans accepted. University Medical Clinic is here to serve you. Call 423-869-7193 for an appointment. University Medical Clinic. When you're traveling throughout the Tri-States, stay smart at Holiday Inn Express of Middlesboro. With nearly 60 rooms to choose from, fitness center, full complimentary hot breakfast bar, and seasonal pool, Holiday Inn Express of Middlesboro is all about catering to your travel needs. Our rooms are all equipped with flat-screen TV, refrigerator, microwave, and we're conveniently located just seconds from the area's attractions. When you're on the road, stay smart at Holiday Inn Express, located on the Cumberland Gap Parkway, Middlesboro. Make reservations today by calling 606-248-6860.
And now to find out what's been going on in entertainment, let's turn to Tiffany Duncan.
The question of the week is, who was the first couple to be shown together in bed during primetime television? Stay tuned. I will reveal the answer at the end of the segment. I guarantee it's useless information. In entertainment news, this past week, a Hollywood icon passed away. Shirley Temple Black, one of the greatest child stars, died at the age of 85 on February 10th. Black died of natural causes at her home in Woodside, California, according to USA Today, as stated by her publicist. The Biggest Little star began acting at the age of 3 and became a box office hit before she turned 10. According to Biography.com, by Black's early 20s, her film career began to taper off as the audience started losing interest. Later in life, she served in U.S. delegation to the United Nations, and Black also was nominated by 3 different presidents to serve as a U.S. ambassador. Shirley Temple brought entertainment to every age group in the 1930s during the Depression era, according to the Huffington Post. Does hosting the Oscars affect your talk show? Well, it sure seems like it for the Ellen DeGeneres Show. According to Variety, Ellen averaged 4.6 million viewers overall as their year-over-year gains. Year-over-year gains simply tell whether the show is doing better than last year. Those numbers ranked Ellen in second place to Live with Kelly and Michael, who averaged 4.61 million viewers. These numbers show a rise in viewership since the announcement Ellen would host the Academy Awards. And this isn't Ellen's first time hosting the Academy Awards. In 2007, when she hosted the Oscars, the talk show host had a rise in viewers of 40.18 million viewers overall. This year, she has seen a 25% increase in viewership since last year. The show, which is in its 11th season, was number 2 last week. Guests included Jay Leno and Zac Efron. Was it the show's big names and high ratings, or does the Oscars have something to do with it? All we can say is there is definitely a pattern. Casting seems to be going rather smoothly for Fox's high-profile Batman origin series, Gotham. The Sons of Anarchy's Donald LeGue is officially Harvey Bullock. LeGue will play the crooked police detective alongside Southland's Ben McKenzie. McKenzie will play the sought-after role of Detective James Gordon. E! News lists other actors you will see in the show. Among the growing list is Sean Pertwee, who will play Alfred Pennyworth. Still left to cast is Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the famous storyline, that's Catwoman. At the 2014 Winter TCA press tour, Fox's boss Kevin Riley mentioned the show plans to stay true to all the classic Batman characters. Moving on from a television show you can't watch yet to a movie that is almost within your grasp. This week, Kevin Costner is bringing action in 3 Days to Kill. Costner plays an international spy who plans on throwing in the towel and to spend more time with his family. He's worked for years to keep them safe, and now he's responsible for his teenage daughter while hunting down the world's most ruthless terrorist. This action thriller hits theaters on February 21st. There is more action and adventure coming to the theaters this week. However, this action flick takes you all the way back to 79 AD. The director of the Resident Evil series brings the story of Pompeii to the big screen. Pompeii is a love story of Milo and Cassia, which is a race against time. Milo, a Roman slave turned invincible gladiator, must fight his way out of the arena to save his beloved. Kit Harington and Emily Browning star in Pompeii on February 21st as well. Last week was jam-packed with area entertainment, but this week, get ready for lions, tigers, and clowns. That's right, Ringling Brothers and Barnum & Bailey will call Knoxville their home for 4 days. The show Super Circus Heroes showcases all sorts of wonders, from elephants and acrobats to clowns and aerialists. All will be present at the Knoxville Civic Auditorium. Their show debuts on February 20th and runs through the 23rd. Tickets are available at knoxvilletickets.com. The Knoxville Symphony Orchestra presents The Music of the Spirit. Music of the Spirit features the University of Tennessee Choral Ensembles and Neiman Ford as baritone. Performances are scheduled for February 20th and 21st, giving you 2 opportunities to attend the event. For tickets, visit knoxvillesymphony.com. Now, it's time for your useless entertainment fact of the week. The first couple to be shown in bed together on primetime television were Fred and Wilma Flintstone. And now you know where Pebbles came from. Keeping you up to date on what's going on in the world of entertainment, I'm Tiffany Duncan.
And that's going to be it for LMU Tri-State News for this week. Thank you for joining us. For everyone behind the scenes, I'm Ashley Hurley.